Regarding the Kate Brooks situation, I've actually recorded a couple of videos since all of this has taken place with Sargon and with Diana Davison, but I haven't uploaded them, and maybe it's for the best. I mean, there's nothing in there that I wouldn't want you to hear, but of course, Diana Davison has made a follow-up video to her original one saying that, that Kate Brooks had lied to Sargon of Akkad. The one thing I want to say before I begin is I think it's important, and the way I try to conduct myself on YouTube, yeah, that's a little 280Z, kind of a fun little car. It's in remarkably good shape too. Usually they're kind of beat. That's an 82, so usually they're beat. This guy found a gem. In any case, the way I try to conduct myself here on YouTube, and those of you who've been with me for a while will know this, is I'm always ready to correct myself if I'm found to be in error. And I don't take that as a mark against me that I was wrong and that's embarrassing or anything like that. And the reason is I don't invest myself too much in what I say. I invest myself in my own integrity and my own commitment to the truth and empiricism and rationality and that sort of thing. So, I'll make a video. If I may say something that actually is wrong, if someone points that out and can show to me where I'm wrong, I'm happy to correct the record because my commitment, again, is to my own integrity. My commitment is not to what I've already said in the past. I think there's a tendency for people to be quite invested in some of the things that they say. And so if there's evidence that comes out to the contrary, there's a temptation there, I think, sometimes to double down. Honestly, I don't know if this is the case with Diana Davison, but I suspect in her original video that Kate Brooks lied to Sargon of Akkad, that this was a little bit the case because she'd made videos quite critical of Kate Brooks, and I think she had a bit of an investment there. And when it looked like maybe Kate Brooks wasn't who we thought she was based on the Oxford debate, I think Diana came out with a video that was full of a lot of conjecture, a lot of erroneous conclusions and false equivalencies and stuff like that. I mean, I could deconstruct it, but I just don't have the time, but it wasn't that good. Now, she's come out later and said, well, it was kind of meant to be entertaining. This is a little bit of, this is something that she's not giving Kate Brooks the luxury of, is coming back later and saying, well, I didn't really mean it in that way. I meant it in a different way. And I will say, after watching the Oxford debate a second time, after having watched Kate Brooks on Sargon's video, that's a lot of stage, right? That's a lot of theatrics. I mean, look, she's dressed like a bottle of whatever that alcohol is that's got the purple, right? There's a lot of theatrics going on there, and I'm not necessarily willing to attribute to malice what could be attributed to poor planning, lack of foresight, insecurity, regret, remorse, etc., etc. That's not to say that I'm certain that Kate Brooks isn't lying, because I think there is something that Diana Davison alluded to in her second video that is quite damning. But the first video did not leave me enough there to make a conclusion, because again, to me the issue is not whether or not she either lied, or it could be said downplayed her feminist beliefs to Sargon of Akkad. It's more whether or not she denounces or supports the kind of attitudes that she displayed in the Oxford debate. And I think the most damning thing that she did in the Oxford debate, of course, was some of the things that were labeled as personal attacks weren't really personal attacks. She was sort of saying that these guys have said this and this. That's not a personal attack. It's addressing things that were said. The real personal attack she made was when she attributed a quote to Peter Hitchens that she pretty much fabricated. And she was pretty quick to double down on that. I mean, she has poor debate skills in my estimation, ad hominem attacks and that sort of thing. But she was quick to think on her feet. I think she's developed a little bit of again, it's a theatric thing, I think. I'm not sure where I was going with that. In any case, I wasn't all that impressed with Diana Davison's first video. Her second video, again, she talks a little bit in there about this puff piece that's written, and that's what it is, a kind of a bio on Kate Brooks. And if you read through the bio, it's mostly a puff piece, right? It's a little bit of overinflated, wonder talk. And at one point, she really focused on the fact that she was concerned about the dangers of female genital mutilation, and there's nothing rad femme about that. I mean, if concerns over the dangers of female genital mutilation make one a rad femme, I guess I'm one too, who knew? And she also focuses on one of the last paragraphs in this puff piece, this bio on Kate Brooks. She continues to engage in debate and ideas emerging outside of their own scholarly circles. It allows students to be exposed to a wider range of views and ideas than they might otherwise be, referring to the debates. Above all, Kate hopes to contribute to a project she believes enables the DPIR to become a fully integrated, dynamic, pluralistic, and inspiring academic community. So there's nothing I see in there, in this puff piece, there's nothing I see in there that leads me to believe that Kate Brooks wants to silence other people's speech, and she believes in some of the things that she said in the Oxford debate. To me, that's what's at issue here. Whether or not, I mean, one could split hairs over whether she lied to Sargon of Akkad about her level of feminist activism, or whether she just downplayed it. You know, she sort of claimed that she didn't know what the term SJW was. I didn't even know that for a while now. I guess the question would be, is SJW more or less kind of an internet community type of a term, you know, Twitter and YouTube and that sort of thing? Or is SJW taught in the courses that Kate Brooks has been privy to? You know, because if that's the case, and I don't think it is, then she would hardly have a claim to not knowing what the term SJW meant until recently. If it is mostly a internet term, which I kind of think it is, well, all one would have to do then would be to show some Twitter posts or something from Kate Brooks being involved in some of these communities, and that would definitely shed a lot more light on that. I am more inclined to believe the good thing about someone if I can. I think that puts me in the best light. It makes me feel the best, and especially if I don't have anything to lose. I mean, what do I have to lose? If I'm wrong about Kate Brooks? Not a lot, especially, again, if I have a commitment to my own integrity over commitment to the things that I say or invest in the things that I say, then as long as I admit when I'm shown to be wrong, then I don't think that speaks ill towards me at all. I also have to ask the question, what does Kate Brooks stand to gain by coming out and denouncing positions that she actually really holds? Because that's going to come out in the long run, and she's going to have 10 times the videos about her. And a lot is made of, you know, her being this cagey, conniving woman, but then at the same time we talk about how she's unprofessional and she lacks the skill. So for instance, you know, people want to point out the fact that she's actually a poor debater, that ad hominems and the way she flailed about and the shrillness and that sort of thing are not really that good of debate tactics. Also, you know, the point was made by Diana Davison in her last video that she's got a degree in media relations or something like that and can't really claim to not to know about how sort of the internet works. Can't claim to be surprised that her Oxford debate ended up becoming such a huge viral, you know, situation. Well, that's the thing though, right? If she has a degree in media relations, she's handled all this very poorly, really. And she would have to know that one can't hide from that forever. That if you denounce views that you actually hold and then go out and are an activist for those views, it's going to come out. And I think a lot of this has to do with the fact that she really didn't see this coming. First of all, she was holding this Oxford debate in a venue with an audience. I'm not sure that she realized that it was actually being publicized via YouTube by so many, you know, and then taken on by so many people. The other thing is, a lot of people have said that she wanted to erase this bad debate from the internet. I'm not aware that she asked the original videos of the Oxford debate that were not accompanied by some sort of commentary to be removed. That I would need to be shown. What she's asked to be removed are some of the videos that she felt were unfairly characterizing her. And I think any of us would feel that compulsion. those of us who are more well-versed in the internet might realize that it's futile. An attempt to do that is futile. But I can understand it, again, from a little bit of vanity, a little bit of insecurity, a little bit of remorse or regret, a little bit of surprise. And that's the other thing, too. In Diana Davison's first video, she said something about how Kate Brooks had talked about reviewing videos of her other debates. But then by reviewing this one, she was surprised at how she came off. Oh my God, I understand what people are saying. I've got a parts girl here, so I'll continue this in a moment. All right, dropped off my parts. Now I'm gonna have to get back to work, so I'll cut this video short. And that's making the assumption that Kate Brooks had looked at those other videos with that thought in mind. She might not have seen that in herself, the shrillness and that sort of thing. But after having it pointed out by so many people in no uncertain terms, she looked at it from a different lens and saw a different thing. I'm not even saying that's what happened. What I'm saying is I'm willing to give people the benefit of the doubt until they prove me wrong, especially when I have no skin in the game. It really doesn't affect me one way or another. If Kate Brooks really is the person that we saw in the Oxford debate, that's on her, and she's going to face the ramifications of that, and I'll be the first person to say that I think that's the case. And it doesn't do her case any good to be shown to be a liar, to be dishonest. So to that end, I'm still unconvinced either way. I don't really know. Again, I'm more willing to take people at their word until they show me otherwise, especially if I have no skin in the game. But the thing that Diana Davison had towards the end of her second video is the thing that really is concerning to me. And that is that Kate Brooks was a signatory to a petition to get, I think it was a journalist, fired or force her to resign. And this is from that playbook. This is from the feminist playbook. Don't engage, don't debate the issue, but just demand that someone be removed from their position. And I think Kate Brooks has some things to answer for still if she really wants to be taken seriously by anybody, for sure. Namely, of course, her mischaracterization of Peter Hitchens by misattributing a quote, or actually just fabricating a quote. That's got to be answered to. She may have felt during the debate that, like a lawyer or something, that all is fair in this thing, and if she did, she did a good job of appearing as though he didn't even remember his own quote. But in the real world, she's got that to answer for, I think. Because it wasn't just, housed in that little debate, of course. It wasn't just a poor debate tactic. Now it's become public, right? And of course, she's got to answer, I think, for her activism. What does it really consist of? Because the indications from this petition are that she's far more of an activist than she's led us all to believe. So I'm not sure who to believe, but again, as I said, I think it's a healthy idea to invest yourself in your own integrity rather than in the things that you say. That way you're never afraid to correct the record if you're wrong, and I'm not sure if I'm wrong yet, but if I am, I will let you know. Thanks for watching. Oh, the one other thing, actually, before I go, that I wanted to say, that I did say in one of the videos that I recorded and didn't upload yet, or won't upload probably, is that people are not very good. I've learned in my 48 years on this planet, people are not very good long-term at deceiving other people as to their basic character. So we won't have to wait forever for Kate Brooks to reveal who she really is, assuming that she remains a public figure in some aspect. That will be revealed to us. So there's no need for anybody to panic or freak out. I would view her skeptically and cautiously at this point. And like I said, people are not very good at deceiving others about their basic character for long periods of time. It'll be revealed. Thanks for watching.